Looks like it's gonna be patch day here, and we are gonna be getting the raid update. This is out in Korea right now. Chronicles the Return of Calanthea. The Seal of Calanthea is released, and we have the new content, the Chaos Witch's Altar raid, which is now open. So it looks like we're gonna be, from the looks of it, I'm not sure if this is how it's gonna be, but it looks like we're gonna be fighting Big Back Calanthea, probably as the last boss of this raid, which is would make sense. The raid Chaos Witch's Altar is added after the Return of Calanthea Chronicle ends, which, if you looked at your milestone, should have been counting down already. So this is something that you probably expected. By the time it opened last time, it gave us like a two-week window. We are getting into the 2 weeks now, so we are going to be getting that raid. That raid's going to be opening up. You can exchange the Chaos Soul Stone Calanthea obtained from raids for various rewards. So it's going to be, I don't know, it's I haven't played Final Fantasy in a while, but it's kind of like Poetics in Final Fantasy, I'm guessing, or some type of like currency that you get from raids, which I'm guessing is on top of like loot that you already get from the dungeon. But this is more like a pity system in a way, is what I'm thinking. So Chaos Witch's Altar, Calanthea looking as fine as ever. New content rate is added. After that timer is down, we are gonna get 2 of the 3 difficulties right away. If you look at your milestone now, you probably will see that timer already. Whereas we saw that 2-week window for normal and expert, and then the nightmare one or the extreme one is going to be open after, like, much after that, basically. So essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going after these equipment from the raid, and then it's basically a prep for the extreme difficulty. Do note that the entrance to these is a much lower gear score than you'd expect from a perspective of somebody who has been playing for a while. If you are new, however, don't be too worried about it, because of the fact that it's like even the 4-star dungeons entry is like 5k gear score, which is incredibly easy to get. You can probably get 5k gear score in like a week of playing the game, right? So don't worry too much. If you can get these, especially if you have friends that invite you to play, or get into a pug group that doesn't mind teaching new people. There's more and more of those these days. You can actually start getting your raid gear as well probably as soon as like within a month of like you playing the game. So enter the raid. The entrance is actually in Herba Village. It's like to the back side here of where the breeze line is. The raid gate will be unlocked while progressing through side story Codex, the 2 wings of Siliveth, the order to stop Calanthea. Entry conditions: you can only enter each raid area if you are in a raid party. So that should mean like Vanguard, probably like a Vanguard party. Each raid area can only be entered if you meet the minimum combat power requirements. The raid leader must enter the raid dungeon first before the rest of the raid members can enter. When you join a raid, even if you haven't unlocked it, you can join the raid and enter the area that the raid leader has entered to play, and you can also obtain rewards when you clear it. So it's the same thing as like other difficulties as well, where if you haven't unlocked that tier yet in challenge dungeons, you can just have somebody kind of like bust you through it. Even if you clear the raid dungeon, you can re-enter and play at any time, but you can only receive rewards once a week. So this is a weekly raid. It's not an additional dungeon that we have to raid, that we have to spam like once a day every single week. So that's good, which means that the rewards will probably be adjusted in a way that it's conducive to like a weekly raid, right? So all of those rewards as if it was a daily into just like 1 day a week. So that's good. Less stuff that we have to spam a week. Also something that from the looks of it looks like it has really good rewards. Something that is refreshing, because we've been spamming all these daily dungeons almost every day, if not every day for a lot of us, where we're getting stuff that we don't really care about, right? So this is good. I like to see this. The Calanthea raid, which can be participated in by a 12-person raid team, so 2 parties, consists of a total of 3 areas and a boss. Once you clear the previous area, the next area will be unlocked, which is 1, 2, and then 3 finally with Calanthea. Raid clear information is reset every Wednesday, as this is going to be Wednesday for us as well, every reset then for NA. In the Ruins of Oblivion Area 1, the boss of Area 1, Dragail, appears. Area 2's Hall of Sorrow features Area 2 boss twins, Gyros and Vulcan. So, Articuno and Moltres over there. After Area 3, boss Calanthea appears at Area 3, Resurrection Altar. They make these bosses like really big, huh? Even though she's normally like human-sized. Raids are structured with minimally restricted routes. It is up to the raid group to decide whether to explore all areas or take the shortest route to the boss. I would think that the game would incentivize you to explore, So maybe there's extra rewards for actually exploring the whole place, like maybe like extra chests or something like that. We'll find out, or maybe extra like currency from like the raid currency. You must kill a certain number of monsters to meet, so basically the same as the challenge dungeons. You have to kill a certain amount of monsters. It increases the percentage all the way to 100%. There are 3 boss buff devices located throughout the area that will help you fight the boss. One is damage, one is damage taken reduced, and one is increased stamina during boss battles. For a lot of people, it's probably going to be the increased damage to bosses. For endgame raid players, it's just going to be like, hey, just do the mechanics, you'll be fine. For newer players, it's probably going to be this, because otherwise you're going to end up you know, enraging the boss if you take too long. Raid difficulty, normal difficulty. This is a difficulty level that can be entered by those who with a combat power of 5,000 or more. So basically the same combat power as the 4-star dungeon. So that's really good. If you are new, if you're a new player, 5k combat power, incredibly easy to get. Incredibly easy to get, especially with the events that I'm guessing they're gonna have with this, and the catch-up mechanics that they're gonna have with the game. You're gonna have a way easier time getting to 5k combat power, and you know, and then being able to do these raids in a very short amount of time, right? Bosses on normal difficulty consist of 1 battle phase. If all members of the raid die during a battle with the boss, the star fragments resolution effect will be applied. Increases attack power and health of all raid members and accumulates to a total of 10 stages. Okay, so it rewards you if you're bad. No, I'm just kidding. If all members if all members of the raid die during a battle with the boss, the star fragments resolution effect will be applied. Basically, plot armor. This is star fragments. For all star fragments, this is our plot armor. Accumulates to a total of 10 stages. A cooldown of 3 minutes is applied when accumulated. So you can't spam die and then just get it all. Okay. Disappears when you move on to another area. So it resets every time you have it at a boss. So there's a good chance that you're gonna be in that boss for hours if you can't do the mechanics. But that's for the normal one, which I think is good. Hopefully it's just a normal one. It's good because it allows you to be less frustrated, especially when like veterans, for example, are trying to carry new players. They know for a fact that even if the new player is quote-unquote like under-geared, even though they qualify for the combat power, probably because they picked up like wrong stats just to get 5k or something, at the very least, the fragments accumulating up to 10 stacks means that even the player who is incredibly new will have the firepower to be able to complete this dungeon, and then it's not going to be as frustrating for them. I feel like this is an incredibly good thing, and I'm glad that they thought of this, because I actually didn't even think of this. So yeah, this is very welcoming for new players. Makes it less frustrating for them, makes it so they can, you know, they can start progging here. The gear from this dungeon is probably going to be good to a degree where it most likely will give you maybe like higher CP, higher combat power, right? And especially as a new player, that's big for you, because it'll probably help you qualify for the expert difficulty, which is going to have 6k combat power requirement or more. Bosses on expert difficulty consists of 2 battle phases. When the boss's health reaches 50% for the first phase, boss is defeated, it transitions to the second phase. So we're going to have like more mechanics for this one, which is good, because that extends to the expert difficulty. And the extreme difficulty, it will be announced through a separate notice in the future. They're probably going to tweak this a little bit depending on I mean, yeah, just depending on like how easy it was for veteran players to clear expert, which is good, because like you want the extreme difficulty to have relevant rewards, and you know, kind of like same as expected like difficulty as well, right? We want it to be fun, we want it to be frustrating even, if it's going to be the extreme difficulty. Raid attack skills, Call of the Stars. So I saw this earlier. This looks to be like kind of like Final Fantasy, right? Like the EX like skills, right? Like really good for clutch moments. Offensive weapons, you know, they have the wide areas attack skill that deals powerful damage, right? Like big ass sword that you kind of slice through bosses in Final Fantasy. But this is basically just extra raid skills that you're gonna get, and I feel like it's a really good addition. I like this a lot. Gives you extra resources for like those clutch moments. Let's say like the boss is almost dead, or your healer is down but the boss is almost dead. You know, you could give them like a power protective shield for 8 seconds if that's what it takes to kill the boss, and then you're gonna have or you could have this right here, which deals more damage to the boss for that last like bit of percentage, especially if you are coming up to a mechanic. There's probably gonna be a mechanic where you need like a certain amount of people, most likely, and if you don't have enough people and you're you're at that like 0.3%, and you know that as like the two people left in your party DPSing it, you're not gonna have enough damage in time, and then you have this one right here, and you end up clutching it, and it's gonna be a good it's gonna be less frustrating for your party, especially when you're that close, because that's happened to some of us quite a few times, even in challenge dungeons. Defense, shield, offense, powerful damage, and for wand users, a skill that grants continuous recovery and movement speed to increase buffs to allies, right? Use skills. The Star's Call skill starts charging when you start fighting the boss in the raid dungeon, and can be used when the gauge reaches 100%. So that makes complete sense. It's basically the same as Final Fantasy, and it's geared to be used towards the end as well. Star's Call skill gauge is a gauge shared by all raid members, and when used, the gauge of all raid members is consumed. Okay, so it's one at a time. You pick your poison type of deal. There's a 5-minute cooldown before you can reuse the Star skill. So most likely, depending on how fast this bar goes up, it might be a good idea to use it in like 5-minute intervals, where because I'm guessing this boss is gonna take probably like, at the very least, like 15 minutes to down. We'll see, depending on the difficulty. So being able to use the offensive one for more damage is going to be pretty good. This might be good if there's like an AoE mechanic. Let's say like you're supposed to do a mechanic, and if you don't do the mechanic, the AoE does more damage, and if it does more damage and you might have like missed one or two of those mechanics for out of the 12 members, which is very possible, it might be a good idea to toss the shield on there as well, right? So you have to be very strategic with how you use it. If everybody is reliable and everybody is doing the mechanics, then you go for the offense, clear it faster. But if there are people who are missing the mechanics, then that kind of like oh shit button is right there. Raid rewards. You need Calanthia's token to obtain rewards when clearing each area. There are 9 tokens of Calanthia for each area and difficulty level. The maximum number of tokens of each Calanthia you can hold is 1, and 1 is deducted when you receive a reward. So each area gives you a reward right off the bat, which is good. That means you start gearing up as soon as you prog through the dungeon, and they're going to be giving you rewards for each difficulty as well, or are you going to be each area and difficulty level, right? Okay, so you can do your normals, you can do your hard mode, your extreme. So it's 3 bosses, right? First boss, second boss, third boss that we saw, and there's 3 tokens each for that. So it's 3 tokens for normal, 3 tokens for hard, and 3 tokens for like extreme, right? That's good. Gives you choices. That way, if you can't do the next difficulty yet, you don't have to feel too bad, because you can do the easier ones first, and hopefully that gearing is enough to pump you up in terms of DPS or tankiness to get to the next difficulty. So for raid attack team composition, the normal difficulty of raid allows you to form a raid group using matching. Raid matching can only attempt to match with unlocked areas. Okay, so it's not like I mean, this is basically just like how it works with the challenge dungeons as well, where you can match up for areas that you have unlocked. Whereas if you want to go to areas that you haven't unlocked, then you kind of have to have a person in your party that manually goes in there to the unlocked areas already that he has and that you don't. Currently, raid matching can only be applied through the raid gate located in our village, which is at the back of the breeze line area, pretty much. Improvements are in progress, so raid matching can be used anywhere through party matching in the main menu, and it is scheduled to be applied in the next update. Okay, so this update is not even going to be this particular update with the party matching is not going to be until next month. Raid bulletin board. You can recruit companions to the raid bulletin board. So separate board from party matchmaking board, I'm guessing, or maybe just another category. Continuing from last time, the side story Codex I'm guessing this Silvith's supposed to be 2 Wings Part 2 will be updated. This tells the story of Calanthia, Rowan, and Revolupius. Finally, the Adventure Codex, the Swan Knights, which was a precursor codex for heading to the Calanthia raid. The side story Silvith's 2 Wings Part 1 and Part 2 will both be updated. Okay, this just kind of explains the story. Basically, just more lore. So if you're a lore Andy, this is good. I personally probably won't pay attention to the story this time because I'm not in too much of a rush. Seeing as they are going to add these into the codexes, though, I wonder what their rewards are going to be, because there has to be rewards for when you finish this, right? Like every time you finish like a certain chapter, you get like that final reward. Hopefully we get something good. A new equipment system, unique grade equipment and skill core system has been added. Oh boy. All right, brace yourselves, boys. This is gonna be good. Unique grade equipment. Equipment with unique characteristics is added when extracting a certain quantity of unique equipment appearances and applying them simultaneously. A special effect is output. A function to extract skills from weapons that have skills and imprint the extracted skills onto unique grade weapons has been added. So basically, unique weapon that you're getting from raids, a weapon that you have from like tier 2 or tier 1 arc bosses and above, you put those effects, those passives into the unique weapon, and that's essentially what that is. That's what the specifics are. We're gonna have to see. Alright, so Chaos Switch is altered with a raid. Unique equipment will make its first appearance. Unique equipment is a higher grade equipment with overwhelming abilities compared to existing equipment, which makes the raid worth doing. Hallelujah. I've been waiting for more content that actually gives us more things that are worth getting. Not the stuff that we just really don't care about. World bosses, stuff that we don't care about. All right, dungeons right now, stuff we don't care about. So finally having something to do that has like progression is a really nice touch. You can experience new combat styles by combining the stats of unique equipments and unique traits. Right now, stop Galantis Resurrection at the Chaos Witch's altar and gain the powerful power of the unique equipment. Resurrection at the Chaos Witch's altar. Did she actually die? I don't think she ever died in the story, no? Or maybe I just wasn't paying attention. You can only wear one unique weapon or one unique armor at a time. Only one weapon can be equipped among main weapon, secondary weapon. Only one armor can be equipped among helmet, cloak, top, gloves, bottom, shoes. I kind of saw a preview of these already, and for me, I think I'm gonna go with the cloak on this one most likely. Unique equipment has a total of 5 stats, while weapons and armor have 2 to 3 powerful random stats each. When you acquire a random stat, the type of stat is determined. You can later use a special item to convert it into the stat you want, which is good. Which means it's inclusive to every single build out there. There are some differences in the random stats that can be acquired depending on the weapon type and armor type. So there's a bit of an RNG there. You can obtain the same stat from both general and random stats. Okay. So let's say if you have perception as your general stat, you can't obtain it anymore as a random stat, which is you don't have to keep hunting for it. Random stats are obtained with probability for the type of stat, but the value of the stat is fixed. Okay, so there's no like, oh, you might get like from 7 to 10 perception, right? So it's good. It's less frustrating for people. Unique weapons can be engraved by extracting skills of the existing weapons into a skill core. Skill cores are items that can be engraved on a unique weapon to allow the use of skills contained in the skill core. Skill cores can be obtained by extracting them from weapons that have skills. The weapons that can be extracted are as follows. First tier ABs, Arc Boss weapons, tier 2 weapons, and tier 2 Arc Boss weapons. So basically, unfortunately for us, no Norma SNS passive. So yeah, it has been grown, which I'm guessing is like fully upgraded. But the equipment will disappear when extracted. I wonder how they're gonna do the weapons. If it's just gonna be like unique weapons. Ah, I see it now. Okay. Unique grade equipment has 1 unique trait in addition to 3 existing general traits. 1 unique trait, 3 general traits. Okay. Unique characteristics refer to unique characters that only exist in 1 unique equipment, which is basically your you mean the thing that you're gonna inherit from, let's say like your Tevent greatsword or something. But I believe it's going to be upgraded a little bit with the new arc bosses. Weapon trait list is basically your stats. Attribute list is basically the stuff that you get from like you know, your substats, like your endurance, your evasion, your heavy you know, your heavy attack, evasion. And unique traits can be obtained with a low probability when obtaining unique equipment. You can use the strengthening, opening, and conversion of unique characteristics just like existing characteristics. So basically, it's all gonna be looks like it's all gonna be in the same upgrade window as you do your you know, your enhancing. It uses the same amount of materials as the normal trait. Resonance is included from the unique equipment, so you can't have resonance on these things. Okay. Unique equipment can be grown by creating a new growth stone. Unique equipment growth stone from the equipment maker, so the crafters. It is going to be 1 chaos crystal plus 4 rare magic powder. Everybody should have an abundance of these already, right? These are pretty easy to get, rare magic powders. Chaos crystal is probably just going to be the one thing that we're going to get from these raids. So we're going to be using that instead of the growth stones that we currently have. Chaos crystals are growth materials supplied through raids and can be obtained as rewards for defeating each boss. I wonder what we're going to be using the growth stones for now then, now that they're going to be essentially obsolete. Unique equipment can only be transferred between unique equipments and can be transferred to hero first and second level equipment. Okay, so it's just them clarifying that you can't do the opposite, which is put the unique equipment into existing arc bosses and stuff like that. So, I mean, it makes sense. Unique raid equipment can be obtained as a reward for defeating the Calanthea boss in the raid. Additionally, you can collect Chaos Soul Stone Calanthea, which can be obtained as a reward for defeating each raid boss, and use it to purchase unique equipment from the raid item exchange merchant Listel. I just hope that there's no T1 pieces of equipment in here, because everybody's going to be extremely mad, and it would downplay everything that's good in this update. Abyssal Bow of the Chaos Switch, maximum damage, minimum damage. Okay, oh, there's more stats here. Fixed stats is... Skill is going to be... This is Dex, so Dex 11. Increase attack range by 12%. Racial damage. This is going to be good for the raid itself then. Random stats, 2 pieces. It's going to be 2 pieces all around. Let me just go back here a little bit. You're going to have your great Chaos Witch's True Sword, which is... I'm guessing this is the Great Sword, True Sword. So Great Sword is going to have Strength 12, 100 hit. Oh. And 24 damage, racial damage. Okay. Next up is Crossbow. So Crossbow is Dex 11. Bonus damage 18. Right? This is Staff. Staff is 11 Wisdom. CDR 6%. And then we have Daggers. Daggers is going to give you Dex 12, attack speed 7%, and racial damage. SNS is going to give you Insight, which is Perception. Oh, Perception, and 18 DR. Wand is going to give you 12 Wisdom, and Mana Efficiency 10%. And then the Sphere is going to give you Strength 11, attack speed 8%, and racial damage. Now this right here, the unique armor, I saw this earlier. It looks hella cool. It looks very cool. Now they said that we can only use one armor at a time, so my hope is that we can still transmog these, so that even though we're only using one armor technically, one piece of armor technically, it doesn't look off. So if we can get all of these, then it would be good, because I'm guessing this is gonna look pretty good, right? It looks pretty cool, especially this helmet. Wisdom, CDR on the helmet, Perception hits on the armor, Dex 7, attack speed 6% on the gloves, Strength 7, DR 13 on the pants, Dex 7, movement speed 6% on the boots, and then the cape, which is something that I would want, is skill damage resistance 143 and attack speed 7%. This is pretty big. I like this a lot. When extracting the Black Wings armor appearance and applying 5 or more appearance and equipping them, a special effect will be output. When extracting the Black Wings armor appearance, which is, I'm guessing, transmog, and applying 5 or more appearance and equipping them, a special effect will be output. Like a glow? Like a glow? Please tell me it's a glow, bro. However, the special effect will not be output while wearing other costumes. Okay, that makes sense. It looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool, pretty sick. I love visual progression in games, and if I can have this armor fully knowing that I've done the raids myself, and then people see it, it's such a flex, man. It's such a nice flex, especially if you can get this done earlier than most. So I wonder what the effect are they just gonna keep it as a surprise or something? I guess, because they don't have the helmet on right now. So if you put the helmet on, what's the effect? It's gonna be glowing or something, or is it these like swirly things? I don't know. We'll find out. I guess we'll have to find out. Additionally, you can collect Chaos Soul Stone Calanthea, which can be obtained as a reward for defeating each raid boss, and exchange it for unique equipment from the raid item exchange merchant Listel. Listel, a raid item exchange vendor, has been added to the Yerba Village Fighting Square. And this is what it looks like. Let me try to zoom. That's basically it right there. So I'm guessing when you have all the pieces that you need eventually, which is, gonna take quite a bit. If you have extra stuff, I guess you could just like whatever these pouches drop or whatever this is. Probably like the special growth stone, maybe. Chances are. So that's probably what's gonna be, right? That's good. Rare Crystal of Chaos. Yeah, okay, so that's it right there. Crystal of Chaos, the one that you needed earlier to craft the the upgrade materials, essentially. One piece, one a week, so it's once a week. Rare Blessing Bag Chaos. Was this to craft the things, or it's either to craft the things or to craft the stuff, or craft the upgrade materials. So we'll see. Skill effect, commons all parts. Black Wing Barrier, skill effect, increases maximum health by 2k, increases magic defense by 300. Black Wing Barrier? Wait, common to all parts? Is this the special effect, or? Well, I guess we'll see. Stat conversion, bro, that looks so sick. That looks so sick. The unique stat conversion function can be used in the stat conversion tab of the equipment enhancement. This function can only be used on unique create equipment. So you have your 3 base stats, and then you have your 2 RNG stats, and this is your. It's going to show you the stats that you can get here and the percentage most likely. Skill core extracting and engraving. So we're going to have this little orb here. This looks to be on top by the waypoint, so it's going to be pretty close as soon as you pour it in. So that area is going to be even more crowded than it is now. And it's just going to be right in there. As soon as you, this is to, like when you port in basically on the waypoint, it's gonna be to your left. So we have that. Skill core extraction order item. You can craft them using the recipe and the weapon crafters or the equipment crafters. For one skill core extraction, and then for tier 2 arc boss, 2 skill core extraction order sheets. And you basically just input it down there, put it down there, and then you extract whatever item effect that you have or you want to extract, and then that's it. And you just put in your unique weapon in there, and then you slot in the core, and then boom, there you go. Okay, and yeah, you can only put effects on items specific, like two-handed sword ones can only be input on two-handed sword ones as well, right? That way, I mean, this is more of a precaution too, because like you don't want to Tevin greatsword effect on like your wand or something by accident, right? Because it's not gonna make a lot of sense. It's not gonna work. Change item name. Item names are changed for more general use. Special open stone, open seats, characteristic trait stones, conversion stones, extraction stones. They're just gonna. This is just like the stones that we already have, the extraction stones or the trait extraction. Yeah, they're just gonna generalize the terms essentially. And then we get the two new arc bosses. Queen Belendir and Tevint. Arc Boss of Flame. 2 new arc bosses are added. Queen of Flame Belendir and the Tempest of Light, which is basically Tevint. And we're gonna have 2 runs, both peace and conflict. Only problem is, hopefully this doesn't coincide with any of the current ones, or it might just be a typo. Due to the schedule change above, yeah, all subsequent arc bosses will be repeated as follows. So we're gonna be getting a more and more worth it content to do. So this is good. We're gonna have our arc bosses, and we're gonna have these as well, I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, so it's gonna be adjusted. This is now gonna be Wednesday and Friday. So generally the daily loop for the most part is going to be including stuff that's actually worth farming. So this does make arc boss weapons more accessible. So they are going the direction of making arc boss weapons more accessible, which is good, in my opinion. It does take away the rarity and the prestige of arc boss weapons, yes, but at the same time, overall, it just makes the game healthier. And the flex is going to be getting gear from the raid dungeons, right? So now people can't complain that, hey, I will never get an arc boss weapon because like the top guilds are just monopolizing it, right? The fact that these are going to be there more often means that it's going to be more and more accessible, and the flex is not going to be on arc bosses, but the flex is going to be having those unique weapons and unique armor, especially with a full look on on the raids. Flame Arc Boss weapon added. The glorious Flame Arc Boss weapon, an enhanced version of the existing Belendir and Tevin weapons, is added. You can use the existing hero first tier Arc Boss weapon as a material to create a more powerful Flame Arc Boss weapon. And these are the stats here. I'll just leave this here a little bit. You can see the names. You can see the attack speed, the range, the current minimum and maximum damage, the saltiness of the Tevin. Okay, buddy. And you're gonna see the stats on here as well. And I'll post the you can pause here if you want, and I'll post the link to the patch notes as well. And then skill effects. You can see it here. You can pause it if you want. The Flame Arc Boss and the Hero first tier Arc Boss weapon has been powered up to the final stage. Special crafting material for the Kwanghyum. I'm guessing this is the new Arc Boss weapons. Material name, Belendir's Burned Black Shell, Burning Abyss of Tevint, and you can just get these. I'm guessing this is going to be like, if you're able to hit the boss, you can just get it, right? Unless it's going to be, they're not going to make it like a low chance to drop Arc Boss, right? Like, I don't need any more, you know, loot council drama. Existing Arc Boss weapon is material. All growth levels, such as enhancements and characteristics of the existing equipment, will be reset. So you would have to redo the whole thing. So hopefully, don't get trapped into resetting something and then you don't have the upgrade materials for it. Okay, and there's no possibility for a great success, so you can't put it in the market. You have to play the game. The grade of the Kwanghyum Arc Boss, and you can't pay to win it either. I mean, that's good. It's kind of like at the level right now where it's like, you know, kind of like in BD. I think it's better than BDO actually. Where like you can pay to win the Arc Boss weapons if you want, but this stuff right here, you actually have to play the game. So it's going to be considered the new Arc Boss that you're going to get as a result of this is going to be considered a tier 2 Arc Boss weapon. So if you're trying to unlock like traits, it's not just going to be like 100 like trait unlock stones. It's going to be the same as tier 2 Arc Bosses, which is like, what is it, like 200? I don't have a tier 2 Arc Boss myself, so okay. So they're changing the attack, siege, and inner server. Okay, once every 2 weeks. Okay, so instead of like attack, siege, and inner server siege like per week, so making it 3 weeks, they're gonna adjust it now. So you can have tax transportation, and then as soon as it's over, siege happens. And then in the following week, you have inner server. And then the week after that, okay. So it's just that repeat. Gotcha. So we're just gonna have tax transportation and siege in the same day now. Alright. Okay, longbow improvement guide. A longbow has been loved for its utility and recovery ability, but I think it might have been disappointing for those who prefer aggressive place play. They're gonna increase the offensive capabilities of bow finally, and then a weapon that can be recovered and attack at the same time. All right, so flash of light, basically the prereq to flash wave, reveals stealth targets. Increased by 2-meter radius. I don't think that's much at all. An effect is added that reduces long range evasion by 400. Oh, so it's a debuff now. Cooldown reduced to 36 seconds. Damage increases by 250% of the base damage. I'll be honest though, like I don't think you can have enough hit anyway, even with this is nice, right? It's a debuff. But if somebody's building evasion, this 400 is not really going to help you that much. You're not going to be able to build it enough like hit anyway. Damage increases by 250% of the base damage. Change to ensure a hit. The skill's effect is subject to hit resistance judgment. Wait, what the? Okay, so it's not going to guarantee a hit. Oh. Ensure a hit, and then skills effect is subject to hit and resistance. Okay, I mean, I'll have to watch the actual English translation of that. Blind arrow, or is it bind arrow? Okay. 40% to stunned, damage increase, 40% to stunned or bound targets. Healing touch. A new skill specialization, concentration posture, is added. When specialization is applied, the healing touch changes to a posture of concentration. Movement speed is reduced by 60% for 4 seconds. And longbow skills deal additional damage during the duration. So it's going to be a debuff now? You can change it into the healing touch can be changed to debuff. I mean, this is a buff. This is a buff to Seekers, no? Because now they can curse you. They can slow you. by 60% and make people deal damage against you. This would be really useful for usurpers in siege, because you could combo somebody really quickly and then maybe decisive sniping at the end. Huh. Alright, let's see what the bow users are going to be able to cook up with that. Reach burst effect was triggered unconditionally, has been fixed, so no more perma buff. Oh, so this is an existing bug. Oh, that's why crossbow probably hits even... No, I'm just kidding. Window, this is basically... Window is spear. I don't know why it translates to window every time, regardless of like whatever game. But Korean spear translates to window every single time. Fire Island skill? What is it, like Phoenix Barrage or something? Increased monster damage. So PvE buffs. PvE buffs. The spear? Chainsaw? Spear needs PvE damage buffs. The heck? PvP damage of Thundercloud Deft will be changed. Base damage change. It's been nerfed. Oh, dagger nerfs. But PvE buffs. Boonstones and Riftstones. To this end, we want to enable guilds of various sizes and tendencies to make meaningful choices their own way. We have prepared improvements to provide the same level of buff effects to Lazlan and Stoneguard's Origin Stone and Dimension Stone and Estelandre. With this change, we hope that both PvP and PvE focused guilds will be able to gain more meaningful strategies and advantages. We will continue to monitor the situation to ensure the various guilds can enjoy the battlefield in their own unique way. Okay. So anything with mana regen is gonna have 600 more mana regen and 600 health now. Oh. Defense is gonna be defense 3 and unbreakable 2. Is this unbreakable 2? Fortitude? Hit 50. Going from hit 50 to PvP 50. PvP hits. And then critical 50 ones will be crit and crit damage. Oh, wow. Some of these are going to be better than Talandri ones. Skill damage is going to be skill damage amplification and bonus damage. Avoidance evasion plus interpersonal avoidance. Endurance. I'm guessing this is directional evasion and endurance. Go damage resist with DR4. Dodge hits. 50% evasion of strong hits. 50% evasion of strong personal strong. So this is Calvazon. No, not Calvazon. What is dodge 50 hits? I don't know. Hit 50, all races damage increased by 6. This is PvE. Oh. We're gonna want this. Wait. They're gonna reduce the capture time from 3 minutes to 2 minutes? Oh, that's insane. Oh, that's insane. Can you imagine the next best in guild tournament, bro? 2 minutes instead of 3? Oof. Like you lose it once, like you're losing that stone right away. Spectre mode is available now in cross-server sieges, dimensional battles, raids, and guild raids. Okay. So that's what they mean by expanding it now. Permission settings tab. Okay, so you can allow people to spectate. Okay, so you have a choice. You can also invite people to spectate. Alright. You cannot join a party or invite other characters to a party. Also, when you become a spectator, you'll be removed from any existing party. Okay. You can't basically you can't enter spectate mode while you're in any instance content. Photo mode cannot be used while spectating. Aw. New features. Camera. Can you record? Oh, move to player character location and escape. Okay. Okay. Random player. Oh. They're really making this out to have like good like features for spectating and for tournaments. Escape button just in case somebody gets you stuck somewhere. Okay. Maximum number of Oh, there's a max number of spectators, so not everybody can. Creatable chaos rune. What? Challenge dimension, 3-star dimension for your wait, what? Your challenge dungeons, arc boss, field boss. So chaos runes are gonna be more accessible, basically, is what this means. Okay, so they fix this. You can't invite other because you were able to do this before, even in the war games. When the game starts, characters belong to a different team, then the party leader will be removed from the party. Nebula Island, the location of Grimtrick Portal that appears on the sealed sanctuary will be changed. Oh, which one? The one up top or the one inside? Okay, so escape will now be 10 seconds instead of 30. That's good. Item quick slot expanded from 4 to 8. You can extend it here with this arrow. Oh, good, good. I don't have to keep interchanging buffs. I can have like stuff that I actually need to be clickable on the fly, and then like extra buffs like you know, like for scrolls or something. I can just have it up there. Good. Can be turned on and off. Okay, that's good. This is less clutter. All your quest stuff. If you don't want them displayed, just don't display it. Trade tab is added to the view acquisition source of the item. Okay, so like when you basically ask where to find an item, usually it has like, you know, dungeons, open world areas. Now they're just gonna add raid tab on those, so that's good. The possession status is displayed, costumes, weapon appearances, transformation, amatoy. Okay, we also modified the box preview UI so that you can now check whether you have the item. Good, because I had to manually check these. I'm not sure how useful this is going to be now, maybe for future events, but at least now we have this option. So I don't have to keep like, okay, exit out of that, go to my morphs, like, do I have this? Maybe yes, and then go back to the item again. Yeah, it's just more quality of life. That when you hover over your mouse over a specialization node, you can see the increasing numerical effects when you reach next level or max level. So that's good. Especially because like it doesn't really tell you that something has like +2 raw stats at the end for some of these masteries, unless you max them out already. So that's good. Okay. So now you can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, good. This is good. Like we actually have numbers now. Like whoever's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the party, we can mark them. Or we can put it on other people. That's good. Now we can use these to, you know, for target specific, you know, for in PvP. That's good. If there's a shortage of growth materials, the missing quantity will be displayed in red text. Okay. It's just better UI stuff. And they're gonna be improving performances with more stable frame rates.